There's something we don't talk about enough in Jiu Jitsu, that moment when you get stuck, you're put under pressure and your mind just freaks out. Maybe it's someone's crushing you in side control, maybe you feel claustrophobic, maybe you feel like you can't breathe, like you want to tap, and not because you're injured, but because you just feel really uncomfortable. Now, a good friend and student of mine admitted to me recently that he says he feels like he just gives up when he's put under pressure. He says he panics and basically he just feels like a pussy. Now, let me say this right away. There's nothing unusual or shameful about that reaction, whether you're brand new or you're a seasoned competitor. Almost everyone in Jiu Jitsu has probably hit that wall at some point. I've been there myself, and so has probably every black belt that I know. But the good news is you can do something about it. You don't have to just accept it. So today I'm going to share some simple, proven breathing techniques that you can actually use on the mats. So stick around. I'll take you through those simple exercises at the end of this video so you can start hopefully practicing them and applying them to your roles. Now, when I say don't be a pussy, I want to be totally clear about what I mean there. I'm not telling you to ignore real pain or push through a dangerous submission. That would just be foolish. If you're caught in something that could injure you, then you tap. You always tap. That's not weakness. That's intelligence and basic self-respect. But if you're just feeling uncomfortable, if it's just pressure, claustrophobia or mental panic, then that's a different battle. And that's what I'm talking about in this video. And this is where breathing can come in. Honestly, breathing might be the single most underrated skill in all of Jiu Jitsu. And it's not just me saying this. A lot of high-level guys say this. A lot of high-level black belts. My friend Glyn over in Bury, he's spent years practicing and studying breathing techniques, and he coaches a lot of this in his own classes. And he's shown me and many other people just how much of a difference proper breathing can make, not only in performance, but in staying calm when things get really intense. The head of SBG International, Matt Thornton, starts every single class with some form of breathing exercise, and it just sets the tone for the entire session. And it reminds everyone, whether the white belt, black belt, that being able to control your breath is foundational to everything else. Now, if you don't have your breathing under control, the rest of your game can just fall apart in a second the moment you feel uncomfortable. Now, something else worth mentioning, breathing isn't just about performance on the mats. It's a proven way to control anxiety and even panic attacks in everyday life. So my partner is a psychotherapist and she uses many of these same breathing techniques with her clients. It's not just athletes who benefit from learning to slow down, focus on the breath and ride out the storm. People dealing with anxiety, panic and overwhelming stress use exactly these kinds of breathing drills to regain control when the minds and the bodies just feel like they're completely spiraling. It works for them. If it can work for them, then it can absolutely work for you and anyone else on the mats. I practice breathing myself. I've tried techniques from yoga. I've experimented with the Wim Hof method, not to any elite level, but I'm working on it. I'm still trying to search, or I'm still searching for the right coach and the best method that works for me. Now, what Glyn showed me and many other people at a recent camp we did here in Manchester has been especially useful, and it's something that I'm really trying to develop more of in my own practice alongside those other methods that I picked up along the way. Now, I also utilize a lot of breathing methods and techniques in classes that I teach, and what I'll do is basically at the start of any class, usually a no-gi class, we'll always begin with 10 1-minute slow rolls. Now, when we're slow rolling, we should be looking for position rather than submission. It's all about that flow. But other than that, the only other rule is that you can only breathe through your nose. If I see anyone breathing through the mouth, then that's usually a clear sign that they're rolling too hard, they're not relaxing, and they're not really learning to be comfortable with any form of discomfort. It's almost impossible to roll hard when you're breathing through your nose only, and that's the whole point. I want people to slow down, feel the pressure, and learn how to relax and survive. Something else I've also started incorporating into classes is kind of stress testing and putting people under some kind of stress. So that might be, one partner goes on the bottom, the other partner goes on top in side control, and they'll just put the weight on them for maybe a minute, 90 seconds, whatever it is. The person on the bottom is not allowed to use frames or create any space. You've just got to lie with that feeling of discomfort and start utilizing some form of relaxation and breathing. We might do the same in a kesagatame position, we might do the same from knee ride, whatever it is, but we'll just try and put each other under pressure for a little bit and relax through those uncomfortable positions. Now, at the end of any of these slow rolls that I do, I always pay attention to who's breathing the heaviest. And if I see someone's mouth breathing or clearly gassed out after what should be slow rolls, then I've started to give out little punishments, whether that's burpees, press ups, or something like that, just to help reinforce that lesson. And it's just a playful way to get the message across, but it works. I think in the classes, the goal is that it's just to build awareness and discipline and stay calm and controlled under pressure. Now, I'll be honest, even with all of this, I can still sometimes feel uncomfortable, especially when I'm rolling with some of my coaches or some of the bigger, stronger guys in the class. There are moments where I feel panic creeps in, that same old feeling that I can't breathe, that the pressure's too much and that I just want to tap and get it over with. But the difference is, now that I can recognize that for what it is, it happened just the other day when I was rolling with my coach Chris, and Chris is a much bigger guy than me, but usually he'll roll slow, he'll roll relaxed, he won't try and crush you. But sometimes when he's feeling, like he wants to have a good round, he might try and put it on you a bit. And he did that to me on Tuesday, and I felt that old familiar feeling of not being able to breathe and a little bit of panic. But I'm now able to manage and deal with that much better by focusing on my breath and relaxing a little bit more into it. I just know now it's just my mind reacting to the discomfort, and it's not danger. And it's in these moments that I focus everything on the breath. Slow inhale through the nose, slow exhale, relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, check in with my body, and just remind myself this isn't pain, this is just pressure. Now, by the way, it doesn't actually matter whether you breathe through your nose or through your mouth when you're rolling at full intensity. If you're working hard, then you're probably going to be breathing through your mouth at some point. Nobody's expecting you to be this Zen master and just breathe through your nose when you're in the middle of a competition round. But in training, and especially during slow rolls, technical rolls, then nose breathing is a really useful tool for learning how to manage your mind, control your panic, and just force yourself to slow down. And that's why I emphasize it much more in my classes. Panic and discomfort are totally normal, but you don't have to let them control you. Now, if you can get comfortable with being uncomfortable, if you can relax and breathe even when your brain is screaming at you to tap out, then you're just going to unlock a whole new level in your jiu-jitsu. And that skill isn't just about being tough, it's about learning to control your mind, your body when it's under stress. And that's where real progress is made. And remember, every time you survive a round where you wanted to panic, you wanted to tap out, but you didn't, then you're getting better and you're getting stronger. You build this mental resilience, and you teach yourself that you can face discomfort and come out the other side, not just in jiu-jitsu, but in all areas of life. So don't be a pussy, but don't be reckless either. Tap when you're in real danger, always tap. But if you're just under pressure, just stuck, just uncomfortable, then don't quit on yourself. Slow your breathing, relax as best you can, and just ride out the storm. And over time, you'll find that you can handle way more than you ever thought possible. And you know who I'm talking to. Now, if you're someone who struggles with panic or discomfort on the mats, then trust me, you're not alone. Share your experiences down below in the comments. Let me know what works for you, what triggers you, and what you're working on to get past that. The whole point is to grow together and to remember that sometimes the most important fight isn't with your opponent on the mat, but it's with your own mind. Now, as promised, let's finish with some simple breathing techniques that you can actually use on the mats before training, or even just right now while you're watching this video. So the first exercise we're going to look at is box breathing. This is something that's used a lot in yoga. So with box breathing, we're going to start by sitting or lying down comfortably. We want to inhale through the nose for a count of 4, hold the breath for 4, exhale slowly through your mouth for 4, and hold again for 4, and then repeat. So we'll go through this together, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. So breathe in slowly through the nose for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out through the mouth for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And repeat. Now we're going to repeat this cycle for maybe 4-8 times, and this will just help calm your mind and reset the nervous system, and it's perfect for when you're feeling the panic start to rise. Next exercise is nasal breathing. So try to breathe only through your nose during technical rolls, during warm-ups, or when you're trying to develop control under pressure. It's almost impossible to roll hard while breathing only through the nose, and that's by design. It teaches you to slow down and to manage your panic response. Now, if you find yourself mouth breathing, especially in these drills, then take it as a sign to ease off and regain control. Next exercise is a slow exhale under pressure. Now, if you're stuck under pressure, you want to focus on a long, controlled exhale. Breathe in through the nose, then exhale as slowly as possible, almost like you're blowing through a straw. Now this signals to your body that you're safe, and it helps you to stay calm. And finally, we've got the awareness check. Now whenever you feel your mind spiraling or your body locking up, just do a quick scan and unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders, soften your hands, return your attention to your breath, and just remind yourself, I'm just uncomfortable, I'm not in danger. Now you don't have to master all of these at once, just pick one, start using it, even if it's just for a minute or two a day, and over time you'll notice a difference, not just in your jiu-jitsu, but in how you handle stress everywhere. And by the way, these are just some simple and practical breathing techniques to get you started. We'll be adding some more advanced lessons and methods to future videos as well. And I might even try and get Glyn onto the channel here for a deep dive, so you can learn directly from someone who's really made breathing his speciality. Now, if that's something that you'd like to see, then just let me know in the comments and I'll try and make that happen. So thanks for watching, and remember, learning to breathe and relax is not weakness. It's one of the strongest skills that you can develop on or off the mats.